How's it going, guys? We are back on another video here, and this video is going to be on all the new franchise mode changes in NHL 25. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you have not already. I'm going to show you guys everything that you need to pretty much know and see. So the first thing that you need to know about NHL 25's franchise mode is the fact that they changed the entire UI. So as you can see, there's different quick links here, and you can cycle and circle through them here using the LB button on Xbox, of course that is, but you have Sim the Next Game, Advanced Day, Stat Central, Morale, the coaching staff, and the Assign Scout options. But as you can see on the screen, there's so much more. So I mean, of course you have the schedule there, you have your next game, the last 10 for the teams, your team and the team you're playing against, the goalies, the projected starters, their save percentage, their record, and then you also got the matchup stats here as well, so you can see you know, the last time you played against each other as well, I believe. But you can also see like the team leader. So for example, DeBrusk has 18 points, Drew has 21. You know, their penalty kills, where they rank in the league as well. I think it's a pretty nice feature there, and just in general, the UI is just way better. Also circle and cycle through the league leaders there, and you can really get a better look as well. The assist leader, the league leaders, and it's really just nice to see all that on one screen. When it comes to other features here, you can actually have conversations as well with, you know, all your team, your whole entire team. Big thing they're also pushing is the fact that you can see every box score now, which is really nice. You can actually go back at any game the whole entire year, and you can actually see what happened in that game, who scored. You know, all the stats you want to see, you can go back at any time. So there you go. Random game from the Islanders. You can see the penalty minutes, goals, shots, saves, 3 stars, anything, you name it. You can see all of that now. Their feature now as well is you can actually see specific game logs for players. So for example, Elias Pettersson, you see all his stats there. You can go to his game logs and his split stats. So right away, you can see so much information here, right? You can see the game of the year and how they did against that opponent. So against the Rangers, he had no points. Against the Blackhawks, he had 1 assist. So I think it's pretty cool. You know, something different there as well. It's nice to see more information. I think that's what a lot of people want in franchise modes, more information and ways to track things. And you can see the split stats, and that means like the last 10, home, away, within division, West Conference, Eastern Conference, and so on. And now you can also see how many trophies a player wins, and that'll be permanent. So you'll see that not just the last 5 years. So for example, you can see Ovi won a Stanley Cup years ago, all these other awards. So it's a very nice feature. You can see this for every player, and that's really nice, a nice add to the game mode. Negotiations are a big thing as well. So basically what you can do here is, it's a lot to kind of unpack here, but see, there's organization interest now. So this is free agency, for example. So this player, for example, Bernd is not interested at all, right? And also, there's a lot of other players that aren't really interested. So there's the current offer, so the contract, the organization interest, right? So as you can see, there's a bunch of different things here. I mean, there's clauses now, no move clauses, no trade clauses. That's amazing as well. But the big thing, guys, is that you can really actually like get them to agree to different like contracts. So, and they also have certain like requests too. Like if you promise them, you know, certain things, like, oh wow, promise them first power play unit, you know, then they're gonna potentially be more inclined to sign with you. And yeah, and that just is a way better way to do it. So you can obviously negotiate the trade clauses as well. No move clause. You can do the structure being full. So Sam Bennett, they use as an example here. So you can start talking to Sam Bennett here, and essentially you can say, hey, you know what? You know, I want to offer you a contract, but he's like, you know, I'm not really too interested in that, basically, right? So, you know, you have to convince him, and yeah, you basically say like, you know, Vancouver's a great market. You know, he's not worried about organization though. But then, you know, you start saying things like, oh, you know, let's discuss a contract term, right? And then you offer him a contract. You know, we're in agreement on a 5-year deal, and then there you go. If you want, you could actually offer him more too. So you can negotiate, and as you can see, you can end up giving him more money, and then you could also table the offer as well. So you can give him a decent contract. So there you go, and then yeah, you could table the offer as well, which is pretty nice. But now when it comes to the no move clauses and all of that, so you obviously cannot trade a player that has a full no move clause. Just like in general, you can't trade them. But if you want to actually have any chance of trading them, you can call them to a meeting. So right now, so actually, Ekblad has a modified no trade clause, so you can trade him to these 20 teams. But if you go to try to trade for, if you try to trade him another team that isn't on this tradable team list, it won't work. You can't do it. But you can you know, kind of ask him and say, hey, are you willing to waive, right? Are you willing to waive that contract? So there it is. It'll pop up there saying start a conversation. And once you do that, it'll pop up here as well. So, I mean, this is pretty nice. And it's saying this is disappointing. Use my trade list if you want already. So basically he's saying, no, I'm not going to add more teams. You know, these are the teams that I kind of want to be going to if I'm going to get traded. So that's kind of a big thing as well. Not every player is going to agree to want to, you know, get moved. And that's just reality. So you can see it's disappointing. Use my trade list if you must. But I like to help. But I like to help lead a team to victory here. So there you go. We already did that, Aaron. But that's a big thing there. So you can't really can't just force them to obviously do that. And then the morale goes down as well, which, you know, doesn't help you, of course. But just a lot of nice changes here, really. I mean, I love the no trade clauses. I think that's a phenomenal addition. Of course, the trophies, that's amazing too. So, I mean, just really, these are all positive changes, at least so far from what I've seen. Talk to the players here as well now. So Matthew Tkachuk, you can ask him about waiving as well his no trade clause. And then there you go. So he's interested. Oh, wow, this is new. But you think a change sounds good to me. Will do me good on game. I'll think about it and submit my list. So then there you go. I'm sorry to come to this, but it's for the best. So then he submits his list. So there you go. Matthew Tkachuk only wants to go to the Montreal Canadiens if he gets traded. So that's kind of how that works. So it'll just pop up. Funny, right, that he wants to go to Montreal out of all teams. But yeah, you can do it like that. So he has the no trade clause. You can actually move him right there with the Canadiens, obviously being the only team you can do it to. Funny, I think. I mean, it just adds more to the mode in terms of, like, you know, just having different ways to build your team and just not making it so simple, right? Where it's just like, oh, you can just trade for anyone, right? It's real life. I mean, this is real life hockey. I mean, end of the day, like, we want more realistic things in franchise mode in NHL. So I think this is really a positive. Station engine as well, guys. I mean, that's basically, you know, you can talk to the players and ask them different things. So for example, if we're talking to Korchinski, you can ask him to, you know, ask him about what his goals are for the year. So basically, you know, keeps winning games. So if you want to ask him to do something like, hey, try to get maybe 40 assists in a year, you can actually, if he gets 40 assists, he'll get a potential +1 to +4 passing to his player, which is interesting as well. And apparently, if you get a little bit close to 40 assists, it might work anyway. I think that's how they were explaining it. But yeah, and then there you go. It's another way to potentially grow your players on your team. Great. I mean, more ways to have your player actually develop, I think, is an absolute positive. So definitely huge W for me. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. Absolutely as well. You could also change him. Try to ask him to change his side, right? So. Basically, you can say, hey, like, you want to play on the right side. You know, I don't think it's the best for my game. So basically, he says no, and that's fine, obviously. But and you can talk to the coach as well, and you can just, you know, say, hey, like, worry about working on the penalty kill, right? And then that could actually improve their penalty kill, right? It can make and improve their goaltending as well. So I mean, just different things like this that can really make a franchise mode way more unique and way more interesting, at least to me. Another thing here, so if you look at the Canucks lines here, you can see, for example, if you want to talk, you can talk about a game plan for the team. So you can talk about the lines, right? So you know, what's on your mind, and you can say, hey, you know what, I'm interested in Pettersson going to, you know, second line center, right? So you want to put him there, and then you have any additional adjustments in mind. You can say, hey, you know what? You want obviously DeBrusk as well in another position. And then once you do that, you can go head coach preferred lines, and then boom, Pettersson will be in his spot. And then that's what he'll be supposed to play, and then that'll help your chemistry out, I believe, as well. So overall, I mean, so many positive changes to franchise mode, really, and it's just another one. I mean, it's just really fantastic. I mean, the only thing that we obviously need now is connected franchise, but we're going in a great direction now. If you're a franchise mode player, I'm sure you're really loving this. Community questing. So this is actually a really nice thing, actually. You can actually now trade future draft picks. So this is really good for, like, roster sharers, right? So you could actually say, like, you know, a real life trade happens in the NHL, and oh wow, well, you know, they don't have their pick anymore. Well, you can actually now, you know, fix that and make it correct and actually have, you know, the real picks that the teams actually have and have traded. So that's a pretty nice addition there as well. And then, of course, last but not least here, they also mentioned how I believe the draft should be a little bit better as well. It should be more medium elite type players. So overall, I mean, looks amazing to me. Hey guys, what do you guys think of the franchise mode video here? Of course, link to the description for the actual official trailer. As it enjoys video, if you did, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you have not already, and follow me on Twitch, Henreek. I'm live there every single day. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you get 3 E's. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.